Welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive. This time we're looking at the life of a truly remarkable individual, Anthony Robles, a wrestler who faced some extraordinary challenges and really turned them into something special. And we're exploring his life through the lens of a movie transcript. It's amazing how much you can learn about someone from their own words, you know?
Absolutely. And in this case, Robles' words are incredibly powerful. Right from the beginning, he lays it all out there. He says, when people look at me, the first thing they see is what's missing.
Wow.
It really makes you think about how we perceive limitations, both in ourselves and in others.
It's such a vulnerable statement, but also incredibly powerful. He's not shying away from the fact that he was born with one leg. And then later in the transcript, he says, if I win, having one leg won't be the most important thing about me.
Exactly.
That really resonated with me.
It makes you question what truly defines us, right?
Yeah.
Is it our perceived limitations? Or is it our drive, our ambition?
Our ability to overcome those limitations.
He's clearly aiming for something much bigger than just winning matches. It's about reshaping the narrative, not just for himself, but for anyone who has ever felt defined by something they lack.
Absolutely. And the transcript doesn't shy away from the challenges he faces either.
No, not at all.
I mean, he's this incredibly talented wrestler, but scholarship offers were pretty limited. Only Drexel offered him a full ride, and his dream school, ASU, only had a walk-on spot for him.
Which is a lot of pressure for a young athlete. I mean, think about that.
And on top of that,
Yeah.
his family is struggling financially. You know, the transcript reveals that his mom is 6 months behind on mortgage payments.
Right, so he's not just carrying the weight of his athletic ambitions. He's also got the weight of his family's well-being on his shoulders.
It adds so much complexity to his story.
It does.
He's fighting for his family's future just as much as he's fighting for his own dreams.
And amidst all this pressure, we see the important role his mother plays. She's tough, but she's supportive. She refuses to let him quit wrestling or school, even suggests he pitch in financially.
Oh, wow.
It's that tough love, but also that unwavering belief.
It really comes through in the transcript, and I think that kind of support system is crucial when you're facing adversity. There's this one scene where Robles' coach gives him some really wise advice. He says, your greatest opponent is never going to be somebody standing across from you on a mat.
Oh, I love that line. It's so true, isn't it?
It really got me thinking.
It's about those internal battles we all face.
Yeah, exactly.
Self-doubt, fear of failure, societal expectations. Sometimes those internal hurdles are the toughest ones to overcome.
It really makes you stop and consider, what's my internal opponent? What's holding me back from achieving my full potential?
And, speaking of inspiring others, there's this heartwarming scene where Robles receives a letter from a third grader who calls him his hero.
Oh, that's right. It's a perfect example of how his journey goes way beyond the wrestling mat.
It does. It shows how he's become a symbol of hope and resilience for others.
Proving that limitations don't have to define you.
And that impact is echoed in another powerful line from the transcript. Someone says to Robles, when they see you, they don't see someone who's missing a leg. They see someone who is unstoppable.
Wow, that's powerful.
It really highlights how he's shifted perceptions. He's not just winning matches, he's changing the way people view limitations.
And what's also inspiring is that even with all this success and praise, Robles remains incredibly grounded. He says in the transcript, I'm not done yet.
There's that hunger for more. He's not content with simply winning. He wants to keep pushing boundaries.
Exactly.
He's constantly striving for growth. It's really remarkable.
Absolutely remarkable.
And then there's this amazing scene. Robles wins his match. The crowd goes wild, chanting his name. And in the middle of all the celebration, a spectator asks, is that guy missing a leg?
Wow, what a moment. You can really see how Robles has changed people's perceptions.
Exactly. His ability is what stands out first, not his difference.
And his mom's response to that question, though, she just says, that's my son. It's perfect.
So much pride in those 3 words.
Defiance, too, you know? Maybe a little bit of, I told you so, to anyone who ever doubted him.
Absolutely. It really highlights that unwavering support a mother can give.
And how perceptions can shift when someone achieves something incredible.
It's no longer about what's missing, but about strength, determination, overcoming obstacles, all those things that Robles embodies.
But his journey doesn't end with that victory, does it? The transcript ends with Robles saying, I used to be angry all the time, but I'm not angry anymore, so what am I? It's almost like he's achieved this incredible goal.
Right.
But he's still wrestling with his own identity.
It's a question that really stays with you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it goes way beyond just Robles and wrestling.
Exactly.
It makes you think about how we all try to fit ourselves into these neat little boxes sometimes.
Athlete, student, son.
But what happens when those boxes don't fit anymore?
What happens when you outgrow them?
Robles is showing us that our identities aren't fixed, they can change.
We're always evolving.
And maybe shedding those old labels can be a powerful thing.
I think what resonates with me most is that Robles never let his circumstances define him. He took what could have been a limitation
Yeah.
and turned it into fuel to achieve something amazing.
And his mom's role in that, don't forget that. Her belief in him,
Yeah, her tough love, her constant support.
it all played a part in his success.
It's a reminder that we don't have to face our challenges alone.
Sometimes having that support system can make all the difference.
So we've really gone deep with Anthony Robles. We've seen his struggles, his triumphs, and heard his incredibly powerful question. I used to be angry all the time, but I'm not angry anymore. So what am I? It's a question that really makes you think. What do you think becomes of that anger, expert speaker?
You know, it's a question with so many possible answers. It's not about finding a neat little label. It's about understanding that change, that growth is a constant process.
It makes you realize that we're always evolving, always discovering new sides of ourselves.
And sometimes letting go of the things that we used to cling to, the things that defined us, maybe even held us back. That can be the most liberating thing of all.
What strikes me about Robles' story is that he refused to be defined by his circumstances.
Absolutely.
He took what could have been a limitation and he turned it into the driving force behind his incredible achievements.
And it's important to remember the role his mother played in all of this. Her unwavering support.
Yeah, that tough love.
It made such a difference in his life.
It shows that we don't have to go through challenges alone.
Having people who believe in us, who support us, it can change everything.
Well, there you have it, listeners. We've taken a deep dive into the incredible life of Anthony Robles, a wrestler who defied expectations and overcame incredible odds,
He's a true inspiration.
showing us all that we're capable of so much more than we think.
And reminding us that limitations, whether they're physical, emotional, or societal, they don't have to define us.
We hope you've enjoyed this deep dive and that you'll take Robles' story with you as you face your own challenges and pursue your own dreams.
Remember, the question isn't, what am I? It's, what am I capable of becoming?
Thanks for joining us, everyone. Until next time, keep diving deep, keep exploring, and keep believing in yourselves.
And we'll see you on our next deep dive.